Hey team, today in this video, we're going to talk about the top 4 things that you need to know about and familiarize yourself with when using the 8-cap MetaTrader 5 / real life trading funded account program. So let's dive in and let's get started. So it all starts with you signing up for a funded account, and you will get this welcome to the assessment video. And this video has everything you need to know to get the ball rolling. And the first thing you want to do is make a note of your account number here. Obviously, password is grayed out. That's not my actual password. So you're welcome to try that. But the first thing you need to do is just go ahead and capture, do a copy and paste, right click over that account number. And what you want to do is click here on the web trader platform, and that will open up a window that looks something like this. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to go into File and then log into a trade account. And then we're going to go ahead and enter our username and password into these fields. We're going to use the server of 8-cap demo. We're going to click MetaTrader 5, and then we're going to click OK. Grab my password there, and I'm going to go ahead and enter my information here and click OK. And this is what a brand new funded account is going to look like. In this case, I set up a paper trading account, $100,000 account. And typically over here on the right, you're going to have a bunch of symbols for usually Forex pairs. And what you can do easily is you can right click over the market watch window. You can right click over that and then go to hide all. And it'll hide all of the tickers that are not being used. Now, what do you mean by being used? Well, you will notice that I have a couple charts open right here on different time frames. So for example, the SPX 500, I can't close that until I close the actual window itself. So to show you how that's done, you need to, of course, right click over this and hide all. The hide option is hidden here. So what you can do is go over here, right click over this, go to close. Now, when I right click over, you'll see that the hide option is enabled, and now allows us to hide that. So first thing you need to do is get familiar with the market watch window after you're logged in. And in order to add stocks to our watch list, we can just go ahead and free type whatever tickers we want in here: AMD, Roku, Delta Airlines. For those of you who like to trade indexes, SPX 500. There's a ton of stocks, not options, stocks, Forex, all types of things that you can trade in here. And to get a better sense, you can go in here to right click over the watch list and go to symbols. And what you'll see is crypto, stock, and the NAS stands for NASDAQ, NYS is now the New York Stock Exchange. So you can go in here into any of these. You can just click show, and you'll notice that it shows like it's highlighted, and it'll now show up here on my screen over here. So there's tons of things in here for you guys to trade. I do highly recommend that you use this web trader 8-cap. So webtrader.8cap.com. And I really recommend you use either a Brave or a Google Chrome browser. There's been some reports of people using Safari that every time you log in, you have to rebuild your watch list. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is, right? And so in this case, I'm now logged in. I now have a starter watch list built. And the easiest thing to do to navigate is you can right click over it and go into new order. And you'll see this pop-up window pop up. The market is now closed as the moment I'm recording this, and you choose pending order. And then here's all the information you would need. Your volume is how many shares you need. In this case, it is based on a 100 lot size for stocks. So if I wanted to trade 247 lots, I would do, 247 shares, I would do 2.47. If I just wanted to do 100 shares even, I would just put a 1.0. Again, think of it like options. It's a bucket of 100 is kind of one contract. It is one lot of 100 shares of stocks. Crypto and Forex is a little different, but for stocks, 100 shares is represented by a lot of one or a volume of one. Now, they're all the familiar order types that you guys are familiar with: buy limit, sell limit, stop, buy stop limit, sell stop limit. All those are here. The only difference is you need to choose pending order. The only difference is market execution means it's going to execute the order at the market price. Don't recommend that unless you guys like overpaying for things. But you can certainly enter all the information here, and then you would click the place button. Now, if I wanted to open up a new chart on Delta Airlines, I'm going to right click over it and go to chart window, and that will launch this. It usually defaults to a 1 hour chart. If I wanted to go to 5 minutes, I could do that here. If I wanted to add things like moving averages, I go to trend, moving average. Let's say I want to add a 10 moving average on the 5 minute chart. Boom, you'll see it is now added. So those are some of the basics of getting around. The question always comes up: should I use the web trader or do I need to download the app? I recommend, if you're just starting out, one less hurdle to overcome would be to use this web trader. Again, in your welcome assessment, there is a link here to use the web trader platform. Unless you're planning to use robots and all kinds of other more complex things, you really, just for basic order entry, the web trader is more than sufficient to do that. Let's see. The second thing you guys had a question about was your high water mark. How do you know how much drawdown you have left? And I want to share with you kind of what that looks like. So also inside your assessment account, you go to dashboard details. You go to this URL and you enter your email address and your password, and you'll come to something like this. This again is my brand new account. Just open this, haven't placed a trade. This is what it's going to look like from scratch. Okay. So what I want to show you is, what does it look like once you are funded? What exactly is a high water mark? How does that work? And I want to share with you, this is an actual account that I did actually get funded. So this account here is funded. And this is a dashboard that shows you how much you're allowed to use, what your equity breach level would be, right? Like, what are the levels to get your account funded when it goes up 10%? And what does that 5% drawdown look like? How does that work? And so in this case, what you'll see here on your dashboard in the brand new account, your high water mark is your starting balance. So what does that mean? Well, if you grow this 10%, you're funded, right? But none of us actually go straight to 10%. We might go up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little, right? And so what the high water mark, what it signifies is, what is the highest end of day balance? And you guys know you lose more than 5%, right? But that is it's like a trailing number. As your account equity goes higher and higher and higher, you cannot lose more than 5% of that higher number. So for example, here's a second account that I'm more than over halfway to getting funded. It's it's an account I just started, I'm going to say about 3-4 weeks ago. And I've already grown it 14K, and it shows my equity. It shows my high water mark. So what this means is, what is my high water mark? It's 225, basically the current balance, right? These two numbers, equity, high water mark, the same numbers. Now I can't go back to 200,000, right? I can't go back to my starting point. I can only lose 5% of this high water mark. And in this case, today I hit a new balance, a new high. And so my maximum loss limit, how much I'm allowed to lose, will show up here. Let's say that tomorrow, next 3-4 days, I place a series of 3 or 4 losing trades. You'll see my profit target will shrink, it will go down, and then my max loss limit will go up. And so again, you access this dashboard by going into your assessment email, and there is the URL for the real life trading prop account, and your username and your password to get into that account. Again, this has everything. If you have multiple accounts like I do, there's a drop down here in the top left that has your account number. These are the 3 accounts I have that will show you kind of where you are in that, in that range of, are you on track to hit have you hit your target? How much drawdown do you have left? And so that will give you some ideas of how that will work. And zipping back over to an account that is up and running almost about 3/4 of the way towards getting this account funded, you'll see that I'm in an actual trade. And I want to show you with an actual account, a live account, so you don't have to look at a bunch of zeros and blanks, right? I want to show you some actual trades. So what you will notice is there are some dotted lines on my chart. This is NVIDIA, and I'm using the Momo trend following strategy. That is one of my favorites, and we're using this on NVIDIA on a 30-minute chart. And we got triggered in right over here. It's up just a little bit, about almost $600, just a smidge. You'll see that the that my red line down here represents my stop loss. My take profit is up here. I don't know if it's going to actually get up there, but that's there. And so one of the things that you're able to do, the market is closed. However, if it was open, I would be able to grab these lines. Oh, it'll let me do it now. All right, try it again. So I'm able to grab these lines and move my stop. If I want to tighten my stop up, for example, maybe below this moving average, I'm able to do that. It's not accepting the updated order because the market is actually closed, but that's how you can actually adjust your stop as well. Same thing with your take profit. I'm able to drag it. Maybe I just want to hit a new low from this previous pivot. I can do that, or I can also go in here to modify or delete and update any of my numbers here inside of this little order montage. The other thing that you will need to know is when you click on history, you can kind of go back and see, let's see, I started this account on the 30th of November. So it was first trade I placed. So you can go back and see all the trades that you've made money on, lost on. You'll see not every trade I take with Momo is a winner. But obviously the winners, the $4,500 one, $2,700, and all those will outrun and outpace kind of they'll outrun and outpace the losing trades. Actually, there's a few more trades that aren't shown here for some reason, but that is some more of kind of the navigating, kind of getting familiar with, comfortable with MetaTrader on using the web trader for 8-cap. Now, the biggest question, the most common question that we get, I'm going to do my best to answer for you guys right here, right now. And that is, how do you take partials? How do you close a partial position? You don't want to close all of it. You want to close some of it, maybe a little piece, maybe half of it. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to go back into my web trader screen, and I want to show you how this is done. What you want to do is right click over the open position. You guys will remember the trade tab is all my open orders, all the current positions. My history is all of the completed in and out closed positions. And again, this is on an open account that has an open live trading. You guys can see, transparent here. You guys can see right into my account. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click over this and go to we're going to go to the second option, which is close position. And you're like, Matt, I don't want to close the position. I don't want to click that. Well, follow me here. Watch this. Close position. And now you guys can see whatever I want to do. If I want to take profit here, if I want to just mark it out, I'm able to do that right here. And let's just say I wanted to close 200 shares, right? So I would basically change this to 2.0, and I can do one of two things: either tighten up the stop super tight, or take the profit, or do a market execution, whichever one I want to do that, however I want to set that up. And so that's how you would go in and change and take a partial position. Again, find your open trade, right click, go to close position, and enter whatever you want in here. If I wanted, again, do 2, I could do 2 here, and then I can tighten up my stop loss, or either do sell, market, exit. In the current trade, you'll see here I bought to open, so I'm bullish. So I could say sell at market price, sell 2 lots or 200 shares. If you'll look here, this does show that I have 5.69 or 569 shares. And that, my friends, is the basics of how to get around, how to navigate, and how to get started with the 8-cap web trader. More importantly, the real life trading funded account program.